Hello and welcome to our French Riviera Dreamer podcast, the second episode. Today with Marc and Jessie, who bought an apartment here in Nice as a secondary home. I'm super happy to have you on this podcast and speak with you today. And you will tell us everything about not your move here because you're only here for some periods in the year, but about the full experience. So very pleased to have you, really. First question. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about your life in New York, what you do?
Sure. Obviously, I'm Mark. This is Jessica. We have a family of 5 plus a dog. Jill, Katie, and Matthew. Our dog is Marlo. I'm an ophthalmologist. She's newly retired. When we bought the apartment, yes, congratulations. When we bought the apartment, she was a practicing physician working at the university near our town. And we love it here. We're just really, really excited and really happy that we bought when we did, for sure.
All right, okay. And what made you dream of owning a house in France and in Nice?
For as long as I can remember, our goal was to eventually own someplace in Europe, an apartment someplace in Europe that we could use as a base to travel other parts of the world and to keep our base in New York as well. And we've been thinking about it for probably 10 or 15 years. And I always was looking at different places and thinking of different places and constantly doing research and suddenly Nice came on the radar and all the stars kind of aligned.
We travel a lot to Europe, and we admittedly I thought we were going to get a place in Italy, first and foremost.
Yeah.
And then we got to thinking about, at least I did, and I said, I really only have a few main requirements. One being we need to have a central location, so we need to make it easy for us to come from New York to get in and out of the place very easily, and Nice fulfilled that requirement. And it needed to be centrally located also. And remember when you did some research and I came down and you said, I figured out where we're gonna go, and she had this big map out and all different things, and you said, that's where we're going, because it fulfills the central location.
There's an airport.
There's an
International
airport.
It's flat. It's walkable. It's on the Mediterranean versus the Atlantic. The Atlantic's a little too cold. It had very good public transportation. It sort of checked a lot of boxes. We wanted to be near the water. We didn't want to be someplace central. We have friends and family in Madrid, and we love Madrid very much, but it's too centrally located.
And we didn't want to be too rural either. We felt being in a place like Nice would have a lot of international people, a lot of Americans too, but a lot of different cultures all wrapped up into one place.
Yeah.
Right, true.
So on paper, and this was after looking at so many different cities and so many places, and we had traveled a lot and been to other parts of France. So he came downstairs, and I had been up for like hours that night, and I was like, I figured out where we're going to buy an apartment. And he was like, where? And I was like, it meets everything that we talked about. It's Nice, France. And he was like, well, that's wonderful.
Where is that?
We had never been to Nice before, and I had made up our mind that this is where we were.
Never came to Nice.
Had never come to Nice. On paper, it met every requirement.
You had visited other places in France?
We had visited other places in France, but we had never been to Nice. We had been to lots of places on the Mediterranean, but had never been to Nice. But on paper, it was perfect.
It's almost been 2 years to the day. Been really close to 2 years that we had that conversation, and I said, all right, let's go do a dry run.
Let's go check it out.
So 4 weeks later, we were on a plane. We came over here. We stayed at a hotel up John Madison, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like we kind of knew right away, it just seemed like the right fit. We liked, we liked that it was a city, not a small town, because we live in a suburb at home, so we wanted something that was in a city. The public transportation was amazing. Like I've never been to an airport where it's so easy to get into the city center. You walk out and get on the tram, and you're in the city center in such a short time. The international airport flies to so many places, and it just felt right away.
The tram, the train, the bus, the Uber possibilities. There's so many different ways to get around, including a bicycle, things of that nature.
And,
so it was nice.
And out of curiosity, where were you looking at in Italy? Were you?
I really liked southern Italy, like Puglia.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah.
But it's very hard to get there from New York directly. Obviously the Amalfi Coast is beautiful, but the Amalfi Coast is very expensive and also not as easy to fly into, and it's very vertical. As we get older, the Amalfi Coast, there's so much climbing, where Nice is such a walkable city. It's flat and it's walkable.
Remember, we felt like this was going to be our vacation place, and we didn't want to get here, like if it was the Amalfi Coast, and have to spend the next 4 or 5 hours getting to the coast. Yeah. Once we got here from the airport, that was a big concern of mine.
Yeah.
Because we live on the eastern end of Long Island, back home in New York, and with the exception of the few rare flights that fly onto the island where we are, you fly into New York, JFK or LaGuardia, and if we lived all the way out in a similar fashion to Puglia or the southern Italian coast, that could take 4 hours.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden the fun's gone, and it's not exciting anymore.
And even like Liguria, it's lovely, but it's further from the airport. We're in a city with a international airport right there, and it's just it was very.
Well, the closest airport to Liguria is here.
And here we get off the train and we go. And if we want to go to Liguria for the day, we get on a train and we go.
Exactly. Yeah. Have you been already?
Or if at some point
Have you been?
Yeah.
Have you been already?
Yeah. We've. I have. You have. You've been to. You've been to Ventimiglia, which isn't too far.
That's around Italy.
But you've been to the Ligurian coast. You've been to when we've traveled on other trips in Italy. But from here, I've gotten on the train and gone to San Remo. And rode bikes along the bike trail in San Remo and spent the day doing that. And
we were just in Cannes last night, so it was great to just leave this apartment, grab a backpack, get on a train, go to Cannes, stay overnight, and come back easily.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
Right. Yeah, true. Yeah,
and also some of the other places we had thought about or dreamed about or fantasized about are beautiful during parts of the year and then close down for parts of the year. Right. Where Nice is kind of vibrant year round. It's not just a summer. It's busy and it's beautiful in the summer, but there's things to do and the city is alive and people are here and restaurants are open 12 months out of the year. So that was very inviting to us.
That's a good point, because we've been here, either us or our children or our friends or their friends have been here almost every month of the year. Yeah. And no one's ever had anything not to do. There's always something inviting and someplace to go and things of that nature. Yeah. That's true.
Well, I was reading 2 weeks ago that Nice has become the first city in France after Paris. I mean, no, before Paris actually, especially for Americans to move in now. Yeah. So it's first place. Yeah.
And we've read a couple articles back home, pretty much saying the same thing. Nice is really a new hot spot, for whatever reason, for Americans, or whatever your personal choices are. It's really become.
Well, there is 3 countries that people look at mainly when they want to go south and Mediterranean. Of course, it's Spain, Italy, and France. Yes. And from the returns I have, a lot of people choose France because of the tax treaty between the U.S. and France. So that's one of the main reasons they choose France.
We hadn't thought of that when we chose Nice, but we know about it since then, and we're very grateful that we chose Nice. Yes.
We may have been very ignorant at the time, but the financial part. Never crossed our mind when we made the purchase initially.
And so now reading more about it
on the map, without saying it.
It really started like that. It really started as I want something central. I came down, you showed me that thing. This is where we're going, and I said, "All right, let's try it out." And the rest is history.
Did you put the map on the wall and throw darts, or
no darts were involved?
Calculations, a lot of calculations.
A lot of watching videos in the middle of the night, a lot of researching. I just sat there and put in from Nice, like flights to all different parts of Europe, and they were all available. They were all available and inexpensive and short. You know, I think it was like over 150 places that you could fly out of directly from Nice. And that's exactly what we were looking for.
You were telling me before we started that you had planned to come once or twice a year maximum, and that you're coming like every
We come so often now.
Yeah.
It's either us or our family or friends. Someone is here every single month, easily. And you've coming almost every month now.
Yeah,
And for me, it's been 2 or 3, maybe 4 times a year when I'm not working. But it's really getting a lot more use initially than we ever thought.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Perfect.
it's very easy to get here from the East Coast.
So you're happy about the choice.
Yeah,
Very much so.
Very happy. No regrets at all. No regrets.
In fact, we came, as I said before, we came overnight from Cannes and got back here. I'm like, this is home. Like this feels nice.
Wow.
Like we finally have it set up nice, feels good. You don't feel like, I don't feel like I'm a guest in someone else's home anymore.
Or, or
I
a
understand.
hotel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you made it very lovely, actually. Your home actually. So,
Yeah,
also,
right. But even just having all of our stuff here went to pack. We could come with a backpack and just feel like we're at home. Yeah, we don't have to. It's not like going to a hotel where you have to bring everything. Yeah.
Perfect.
And what were your biggest priorities in choosing the apartment? I mean, what kind of apartment do you want? I mean, this obviously, but what?
When I initially started, I thought, because we had just visited as tourists, so I initially thought we wanted to be, either down by the beach or near Old Town, and a very wise real estate agent gave me some advice, saying,
You were so right.
maybe you should look at this area called Libération, because you're going to be close to all of those things, but not in the center of it. When it's 2:00 in the morning, you're not going to have tourists walking in the street, and it'll be more of a local feel. And I was a little resistant, and that very wise real estate agent was very correct, because we have the best of both worlds now. We feel like we live more in a community here. So what I thought I initially wanted was different than what it turned out, what we really wanted and what really worked for us.
Very good reason. And that may be one reason why I finally feel like it's our home, not our tourist destination.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
We wanted, 2 bedrooms, where if we were going to be down closer to the tourist area in our budget, we probably would have been in a studio or at most a 1-bedroom.
A little bit more.
Or converted.
Maybe a little more.
Converted.
Some that were
Some-
1-bedroom with a loft.
But
some
Some
and
converted
yeah.
1 or 2 bedrooms. It wasn't quite a true
Yeah.
2-bedroom.
Right. If your main requirement was that it had to either have air conditioning or be able to put in air conditioning. We didn't want it to be on too high a floor if there wasn't a lift, because as we get older, we do plan on using this for more time during our retirement. We didn't want to be on like a 6th-floor walk-up. So I think we decided 2 flights of stairs was probably our maximum, and this is exactly what we are now, and it's perfect.
So you don't feel too far away from the sea or whatever?
Oh, not at all. We're on the tram, it's a couple of stops on the tram, and there's 2 tram stops within less than a 5-minute walk from the apartment. But most of the time we just walk, and it's a 10-15-minute walk at the most.
Yeah, it's feasible. Yeah. It's not that far. Well, a little bit more. No, you're 20.
Well,
20 minutes.
We're from New York, so we walk a little faster.
It's a 20-minute French stroll. It's a 10-minute New York walk.
We walk with a little bit more purpose.
I remember when you first came here, I couldn't follow you.
Yes.
Hold on.
She walks really fast. That is true.
It's a 10-minute New York walk.
I will say we're becoming more French, and we are slowing down a little bit. We're getting used to the culture.
Is it a problem when you go back?
No, we've adjusted.
Are you telling your friends, guys, you have to cool down?
Slow down.
Yes, we are slowing down. Yes.
It is true.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing about this neighborhood. Yeah, it's true that you can have a little bit more space for the price.
Yes.
Definitely.
And you're definitely more into the neighborhood and less touristy area, and you're more living the life of a Niçois. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
and at night it's very quiet.
It's quiet, yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
So if we want to go down into Old Town and be there, late at night and stay at restaurants instead, when we come home,
Yeah.
it's quiet
It's
here.
quiet, yeah,
the
true.
the
Yeah,
streets
yeah.
are quiet. The building is quiet. It's sort of the best of both worlds.
So for our viewers and listeners, the quartier is Libération, but don't come too many because I live there also. So I don't want it to become touristic.
We don't want it to become like Old Town, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, well, sometimes it starts like that. You have places where they open 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 restaurants, and then boom, it becomes so. But here it's residential, so you're fine. I mean, it's
Yes.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
To go back,
But
he was right.
Yes.
We had no clue,
Yes.
but what a great suggestion.
Yes.
Thank you.
I don't think we'd be as happy
Yeah.
down for us at least, down by the water. So it would, as you said before, it'd be noisy, it would be crowded, and we want to have that place where we can come
Yeah.
home and feel like we're like one with the neighborhood.
Well, we're right on the edge of both.
Yeah.
So if we head a little bit north, it's a very local community. We can go sit and have our little
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
petit déjeuner
yeah.
on
Yeah, and also
the market. The local market here is much less touristy than like
Yes.
Porcelaya.
Yeah.
So if I just want to run out, and it's around the block, I can run out with
Yeah.
my bag in the morning,
True.
buy fresh vegetables, stop at a bakery and a boulangerie,
Boulangerie, there we
and get my baguettes.
Yeah.
The small restaurant downstairs, we know the owners,
They know us
and they
personally.
know
Yeah,
us.
personally,
And
yeah.
when they know we're coming, they'll make us our own special meals that
No
are not on the
way,
menu
nice.
that they know that we like.
What's the
and,
special?
Well, I'm a vegetarian, so they
Okay.
always make sure they've made me eggplant dishes that are delicious. And last
This
night,
time was pizza.
Okay.
We heard
they
they
don't-
great pizza.
they don't
and-
usually have pizza on the menu, but Mark wanted pizza, so
The
they
one
made
just
pizza just
down
for
there?
him.
The-
Right here, right
Right
below
here,
us.
In
yeah,
the
yeah,
part of our
yeah,
building,
yeah,
yeah. They're not
yeah,
open
yeah.
today, unfortunately,
Yeah,
but
that's all, yeah.
it's two cousins, and
They're wonderful.
they're wonderful. And
Have you
and
tried? I haven't tried it.
You
Let's
should.
go,
It's
Coco
so
Rico.
good.
They have a small menu, and it's a small little place, but everything is 100% made from scratch, and just delicious, just wonderful. And we had friends over during Carnival, and they made us a whole special menu. They made
Wow.
like beef bourguignon and roasted potatoes, and they made me an eggplant dish that's not normally on the
No
menu,
way.
because they knew we were going to be here, and it was.
They're great.
Yeah. It was
Great.
But that
really
just
Yeah.
goes with the whole community vibe.
Yeah.
You know, if we
Yeah,
were
which we wouldn't
closer
have.
to the
Yeah,
water,
right,
I don't think
yeah.
I would have had that because it's just not that kind of place.
Yeah.
We're here,
Yeah.
we know our neighbors down
Sure.
below, we know the restaurant people. I think people
Yeah.
around town are starting to know who we are as well as we're getting more,
Yeah.
accustomed to the place. But it's perfect. It's working out real
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
Small art gallery across the street that, like we've gone in and met the local artists, and we
Bought a couple pieces
bought a couple
too.
of things from them, and we keep in touch with them,
Right, yeah.
through
WhatsApp.
social media and WhatsApp, and like one of the artists was so excited that her painting was going to be in New York. I feel like she thinks it was going to be hanging in a museum in New York somewhere. It's hanging in,
it's hanging in our hallway
in
at
the
home.
suburbs,
But it's true.
in our home in the suburbs. But she's
We
still,
did send her to where it is, and she was
just that her,
beyond
you know,
excited that
a little- a
that it
local-
traveled across the ocean.
The local artist from Nice has a painting hanging across the Atlantic,
that's it,
and
yeah,
it's
that's
and
it.
we keep in touch. Yeah,
It's
it's
perfect.
very nice.
It's
That's
nice.
perfect. Yeah, nice. And so what is the difference between living here? I mean, I know you don't live here, but you come now often. Living here in New York. I mean, there are a lot of differences. But
Well, for me right now, it's truly a vacation spot. So
Yeah.
I look at it as a way to de-stress and just relax and just enjoy getting away. And being up here, where we are here, definitely is just peaceful,
yeah,
which is nice.
Yeah.
I don't even mind the 6-hour time difference. I think that's
Yeah, we adjust very quickly.
very easily adjustable. And at home, is for me, it's just all work and very little play to some degree. Well, Here, it's the exact opposite, which I really do appreciate.
Right.
For you, now that you're retired, it's all the same, right?
For me, I love the walking culture.
Yeah.
I love the cafe culture.
Yes.
I love to just, instead of doing a big grocery shop at Costco, and stocking up for the month at Costco. I like deciding what we're going to have for the day and walking out with a little shopping bag and buying the fresh vegetables we need, or some fresh pasta, or and just buying things as we need them. And and if we want to sit out and have a cafe and a croissant, we can walk right up to the main circle and just sit and watch people go by, and it's just much different than being at home.
You live outside New York, right? Yeah.
We live in the suburbs, so we drive everywhere.
You drive every day.
We drive everywhere. Yeah.
Like an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes east of New York City. So you need a car
You drive
to get anywhere.
We drive
You
everywhere.
drive 2 hours a day then?
No. We work where we live.
Oh, okay.
We don't work in New York City, but you still need a car to get to the grocery store, to go to work, to go get gas, to buy, go to any clothing stores. We're here, you just go out your front door.
We
Yeah,
walk.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we walk.
But it's not as much hustle and bustle as New York City. It's a very
Yes.
low level, low stress, low key way of doing it. It's great. It's really, really nice.
And it's also, I find Nice, I was surprised, and I don't know if it's just our neighborhood or all of Nice, but it's very multicultural, which I like a lot, which, unfortunately, the area where we live in New York is not. We don't have as much diversity, and here I didn't expect it to be as diverse as it is, and I love that. There's cuisine from all over the world.
Oh, yeah, true.
Where other places that we've traveled in Europe, the food is wonderful, but it's the same type of cuisine where you are. And here, it's very multicultural, and I really enjoy that, and I really appreciate it. It's not, the French food is wonderful, but it's not just all French food.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and
sure,
even when you walk on the street, you don't only hear people speaking in French. You hear so many different languages. Yeah.
You know what I noticed nice too, while you're on that topic, is, I know very little French, and she knows a little bit more than very little.
Now that I'm retired,
she's trying very hard. But
speak
everyone that we run into is so nice, and they don't hold that against us, and they know that we're trying, and that's great. And I'm appreciative of that. I can walk up and get something, and if I don't quite understand, they'll help me, and I just pay my bill and I'm out the door. But it's done in such a very friendly, nice way, which doesn't often happen in other parts of France, I think. At least traditionally, that has been the motto that we've heard. But here, it's very, very casual, very open, very appreciative of at least the trying.
Yeah.
And that's helpful.
Yeah, I think that we have, especially Nice has really changed. The whole French Riviera, we used to have expats coming, of course visiting, but also living here. And Nice has changed also a lot in the last 20 years with more and more expats. And so it has become very multicultural and true. Yeah. And
I feel very welcome. Like, seriously, I don't feel like, he's an American, we don't want to engage. But I feel very much part of the town.
Nice.
Which is helpful.
Yeah, and I think it has something to do with being how could you not be happy here with the sunshine and the Mediterranean? But everybody's so
But don't you love
nice.
if we're out at a dinner somewhere and we start chatting with someone and they say, where do you live? I say, well, we have our main place in New York, but we have a place up in the Libération area. We have, and we talk about it. They feel like, they've invested in us, and it just clears the air, and they just talk about so many different things, and getting tips and pointers about where to go and places to eat and things to see. It's really nice.
Yeah, you're right, because you're in the middle of it. And it's just not. Yeah, true. And since we're speaking about that, what the price comparisons with the U.S. price comparison with food, restaurants, healthcare, utilities.
I don't know if you could make that as a generalization for all of the U.S., but where we live in the Northeast, just outside of New York City, this is so much more reasonable.
For real estate, you're talking about?
For everything. Real estate, food, entertainment.
Healthcare, definitely.
Healthcare, in the United States, healthcare is very expensive. But even when I was here once, I had a throat infection, and we don't have French healthcare. We're not, and I went to an urgent care clinic, a walk-in clinic, and I expected it to be a huge bill. In the United States, it would have been, several $100s. and it was like
For-
50 euros
It
or
was
something
essentially-
For visiting the doctor?
for
With
visiting
medicine,
the doctor
with
and
distribution of medicine
and
and
a
swab.
road
I know
culture.
that, but in the US
and
would be
the-
$700.
Oh, easily.
Several,
Easily.
with no insurance. Oh, just the antibiotic could cost you a few $100s. It was, and it was, I knew I was here and I knew I didn't have French insurance and I was expecting it to be very expensive. And it was
It's so reasonable.
But just, the
So-
normal price without getting the
so
reimbursement.
reasonable,
but
yeah.
It wasn't.
I don't find, what about like food? I don't find any more expensive than back
No,
home.
I feel
Yet I feel the quality is better here
The
for the same
restaurants
price,
are
if not
much less.
cheaper.
transportation is definitely less. The trains are less. The local trains are less. The tram is very reasonably priced.
What would you say about our apartment? Twice the price, easily.
In New York?
New York,
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe three
in
times
New York
the price.
City? In
And
New York City?
yeah. Yeah.
More than triple the
Yeah,
price.
triple, I guess.
More
yeah,
than triple the price.
yeah.
And the property taxes are almost comically low here compared to New York. We pay, our property taxes here are less for the year than what we pay a month in
So,
New York.
yeah, we don't.
Even outdoor. I mean,
Even in the suburbs.
In the
Yes.
suburbs, yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
yeah, our property taxes here are,
Do we want to say how nice they
no,
are?
they're, it's nothing, I
I
mean,
think our-
we pay more a month in property taxes in New York
Than here.
than we pay here for the year.
For the year. Oh,
Yeah.
I
that's
think our
interesting,
taxes
yeah.
and our fees, because we have, obviously building fees.
Yeah.
The building fee is probably 1,500 to 2,000 euros a year,
Okay.
for whatever.
Okay.
And
Building
part of
fee,
that is
yeah,
water and common charges and whatever. And I'd be shocked if we paid another 1,000 or so for just land fees or whatever we have to pay
Yeah.
for real estate taxes. So say all in, we're 3,000 for the year, euros,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah,
back
yeah.
home, again, we have a different home, different style thing at home. Back home, this may shock you, it's probably 20,000 US dollars for taxes.
For taxes.
For the
and-
year, for the, just the property
Just my
taxes,
property taxes.
without
It
any-
includes the schools and whatever, but
But
still,
you have a house there.
With-
yeah, we have a house, it's
So it'd be more,
3,000,
yeah, but it's a lot.
3,000. maybe 4,000 square feet. It's a nice sized house,
Yeah.
but we still, probably per square foot, paying many multiple times
Yes,
above
Here.
what we
Wow.
do here.
and if we lived in Manhattan, the property taxes
Yeah,
would
that
be
would
even
be
higher,
crazy,
yeah.
yeah.
I remember when we first met
So-
him and Uriel,
Yeah.
and we told him what we paid. It blew you guys
You
away.
could, yeah, I know,
It's-
yeah,
it's-
I know,
yeah,
it's
this,
crazy, yeah,
I
yeah.
actually find that just just doing things
Yeah.
here, seeing, going to a show or, tomorrow we're going to a concert at Villa Frusi.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And it's,
Yeah.
I think it was like 20 euros a ticket
It's,
or.
which
it-
at
which-
home would be 200 euros,
At home,
comparatively
yeah,
speaking,
yeah,
at least,
or
at least.
Yeah.
Even like we live outside New York, so we like to go. Most years we'll go to like the U.S. Open, and to buy tickets to the U.S. Open is incredibly expensive. I was here
right.
in the spring,
Monte Carlo?
and I went to the Monte
Yeah,
Carlo,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's the same players who are playing at the U.S. Open. We went and it. What was it, like 25 euros a ticket or something silly? It was.
And you weren't
it
in the
was-
boonies.
and
You
we
were right
we
there.
had nice seats,
Yeah.
so I just feel like everything here is much less
Well,
expensive.
the Grand Prix is still expensive.
The Grand Prix is
I
still
can give you
expensive.
that.
We have that on our
Fabricio, I
bucket
will
list.
tell you, that's next summer's bucket list for us.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Well, the electric Grand Prix is cheap. It's 30 euros, I think, the electric Grand Prix, electric cars.
Yeah.
30, I think it's 30 euros or 35
Okay.
euros.
Didn't even
That's
know
fine.
that.
The historic Grand Prix also is cheap.
Yeah.
The Grand Prix, of course, it's other prices.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
see, we can do that now because we're here, so next we can plan a year in advance and make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yes.
And we have our own place to stay, we don't have to rent something over there, it's really nice.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's perfect. And so, what was the most surprising thing you learned about France or Nice, or something that really amazed you or shocked you, or
Well, as I said before, I was surprised because coming from the States, there's always this preconceived notion that French people aren't welcoming and inviting and engaging.
that's Paris.
Okay, but even so, that's just what we hear back home, and to have it to get here and feel the exact opposite. I didn't come with a closed mind. I'm an open kind of person, and to be completely thrilled at how open and nice and engaging and welcoming everyone is. That's a big thing. I don't want to come here and have that treatment like from the north. So for me, that was a big surprise. But I came at it from a place of ignorance. I didn't know what it truly was like to be here.
Yeah.
And now that we're here, it's just really nice, really wonderful.
I think my biggest surprise was just how many amazing things go on year round that the whole city gets involved in. I think we just thought we'd be living in the city and it would be, a European city, but it seems like at every time of year there's something.
Some celebration.
Something, between, the Christmas markets and Carnival and...
There's always something, more in the summer, but there is always something coming.
And if it's not here, it's a short 10 or 15 minute train ride away, which is very, very simple. Very, very simple.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting so many things to do all year round.
But you did some research before, about Nice before moving?
On the culture side of it? Not as much as you would have thought.
No, I was looking more into just more the transportation and the cost of real estate and
it's like the infrastructure sort of stuff.
Infrastructure.
If that wasn't good, we couldn't make it work. Once we knew that was simple and easy and helpful, then the other stuff just falls into place very naturally.
Yeah, I did.
Because in theory, without that, you wouldn't have all these great shops and the celebrations and all the other things that happen along with it. For sure.
So a warm welcome in Nice by.
Yes.
So we can say we'll leave Emily in Paris and we'll have Mark and Jessie in Nice. Okay?
In the south.
She did have one episode in the south of France.
They
said it was in Saint-Tropez, but it was really in Villefranche and Saint-Jean-Cap. Yeah, it was.
It was in Villefranche, and everybody is making pictures of the station. Now the station of Villefranche has become a landmark in Villefranche.
But yet she was supposed to be in Saint-Tropez, which I don't know why she took the train to Villefranche. But
last time I saw a movie that was I don't remember the title. It was a stupid action movie, but it was supposed to take place in Nice, and it was none of the views.
It was not Nice.
No, oh, that's funny.
Because it's we're going to Nice. It was and then I was still looking at the first images, and it wasn't Nice, and then the second scene neither. The airport wasn't Nice. Nothing was Nice. I was like, why? Why did you pick up another city? Just a city where you were.
The other thing that is surprising that you love so much is we can spend so many nights sitting on the beach, just sitting on the rocks on the beach, watching the planes.
Oh, that is true.
We had we knew there was an airport here, but it's just mesmerizing. Watching the planes go by.
We do that.
We do that. We can do that for hours.
We've grown to like the stone rock beaches.
I love the pebble.
We love them. Back home, all we have is just sand. We love the pebble beach.
Oh, come on. Now, this is very special because a lot of people don't like the pebble beach.
No, we love it.
You don't drag sand home with you.
True.
You don't
and
drag
it's
sand
remarkably
home
comfortable. We were both there yesterday. We both took a nap and fell asleep, and it was just great.
We still have to wear water shoes. You can tell the people that live here versus the tourists because the tourists are so awkward walking in on the rocks. And the people that live here, you can see just walk right in gracefully. So we still have to wear water shoes to be somewhat graceful. But
we do watch the planes.
I love the sound.
You know that at the beginning of the 19th century, you had ropes actually to come out.
Oh, is that right?
Okay. Well, sometimes it's a little steep. That would be helpful.
It was a good idea.
But to go back to the planes, I feel bad I didn't even remember that. We do that all the time. In fact, our daughter, who was with us the last time, started going on an app, Flight Aware or Flight Radar or something, and she started telling us as the planes were coming in where they came from.
Or where they were going
or where they're about to go to.
So,
it just enhanced the whole experience.
Yeah.
Nice.
To daydream about who was going where, and we've done that several evenings. Yeah, and also the other thing that I didn't know that we've enjoyed a lot are all the coastal paths.
Walking
on the coastal paths is one of my favorite things to do, and wasn't something I realized before we
What are the
got
hikes
here.
that we've done from?
We've done several. We've gone.
You the one at the port? From the
We've
start,
gone from
after
the from
port,
the
yeah.
from the port to
To,
Villefranche. We've gone from
Villefranche, yeah,
Villefranche
yeah.
back to the port. We've hiked around the perimeter of Saint Jean Cap Ferrat.
Right. Yeah, that's a nice
We've
one,
hiked
yeah,
from what was from.
The one in
We got
Antibes
off at
also?
one train station and hiked and got back right on the train at another train station. We've done several so
Yeah,
far, and I
yeah,
have
yeah.
still more on my list that I'm.
They're fun.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They actually really
yeah,
are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get good air,
Yeah.
sea, and it's nice. Yeah.
And skiing is an
Oh.
hour and a half away.
There you go. Yeah.
Which again,
Yeah.
we've skied in Europe lots before. When we were coming here, I don't think we envisioned that it was going to be so easy to
I
ski
know,
so
I know.
close by.
Yeah, that was a complete surprise. That's-
And
yeah,
decent
yeah,
skiing,
yeah.
not it's and it's still even for us if we wanted to go to the Italian Alps, places that we've flown to before to ski from New York, is a 5-hour drive.
yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't even realize that it was not on our radar when we bought the place that the closest ski place is an hour and a half ish, if that.
Yeah.
We rented a car and we went up there,
And there's a
and
bus.
it was so nice, and the skiing conditions were great, and so much cheaper here than back home. But then you told me you can do the bus thing for like
Yeah.
5 or 10 euros a day or something like
Yeah.
that.
€1 actually.
€1?
Yeah, there's a different one. You can make a
Well, there's two
reservation
buses. There's
on
one
another bus.
special,
route,
one special. I think it's
Yeah.
€5,
Yeah, it's-
and otherwise
And then you
normal
can
line is
reserve a
fine,
spot.
and you
Yeah.
can.
But that's the other thing about, to tie back into what we were saying about the airport, we rented a car so easily at the airport. Even
Yeah.
from here, we got on the tram, got to the airport, went skiing, drove around
Yeah.
and went, even renting a car is a very simple thing here,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah, that's true.
Really,
And
more than in well. Okay.
It's
I
just
don't know.
simple. New York,
it's-
you could do it in New York, but it just, the main gist is, you can do it very easily here. Do not be afraid about renting a car. You can
Okay.
drive
Yeah.
around.
Yes.
You can,
I really don't know the difference. I find it well. I don't find it difficult, but I find it well. They still want driver and license. You have to film a couple of things, so it's not that super easy.
I will say,
but
no,
there's
it's
an
very
app, there's
simple.
an app that's very simple. Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you did.
There's
it
one,
through
I
the
did an
airport.
app through the airport.
Yeah,
They have an app
right,
that you can
yeah.
do it
I
that
forgot
way.
about that, yeah.
But I will say, if you're from the States, you should have an international driver's license,
Yeah, yeah.
just in case.
Yeah.
They don't always ask for it, but if you get stopped or something
Never
happens,
know,
you want to
yeah.
have one with
Yeah.
you. Another thing you should add is if you go, remember we were on the train, if you're heading on the train to Italy, bring your passport with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
right.
have-
Just,
we
just
have
in
been
case.
asked.
Just in case,
We have
yeah.
been asked.
Only once,
Yeah,
but only
yeah.
once we were asked for our passport
Yeah,
when we came
yeah.
back across the
Coming
border
back, yeah,
from
okay.
Italy. Yeah.
Well, it's rare. Yeah, it's rare, but you never know. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Okay. All right, and so, big question: how did you hear about FRH, and why did you decide to work with us?
That is completely on you.
That is completely
All right,
on
let's
me.
go.
We originally, I guess I just did, sort of a Google search originally and found maybe a larger name company that a lot of people are familiar with, and not knowing any better, we reached out, and it seemed very transactional and very cold, and we just didn't feel comfortable. And I thought there's got to be something
A catch.
better.
Something else, yeah.
And I was watching videos on YouTube one day, and I literally Googled like moving to France or moving to Nice from the United States, or purchasing. I don't remember what prompt I put in, and this smiling face showed up on one of my suggested videos.
The same guy that mentioned Liberation.
Yes,
Yeah,
And I watched the video, and it was about, I believe you were making just a video about different areas
Cities
in
and
Nice,
areas,
or,
yeah.
areas in Nice, and highlighting like how much it costs per square foot or per square meter,
so
because
meter,
we're
yeah.
in Europe.
You guys do it right.
The rest
We
of
do
the
it
world
wrong.
uses.
We're just gonna say that.
Yes. And just you seem so personable and so and
Oh,
just
thank you.
and you were funny. You made me laugh. I enjoyed watching the video, and we just reached out. There was a link from the video, and we reached out, and right away you personally set up a WhatsApp video chat with us, and within a few minutes we knew okay, we're so comfortable.
You remember we were at home in our kitchen.
It was
doing it.
I remember
personable.
Yeah, that's going to work.
Yeah,
And
it just felt like you actually listened to what we were interested in. It didn't seem so transactional and just that we were going to be another client in this large. And
it felt very personal.
It felt very personal, and
for sure.
And it was. I'm so glad that I stumbled across that video. It was.
Thank you.
I think it changed.
I'm happy
I think it changed
No, it
everything.
changed- it changed our
I
course
I don't know
dramatically.
if we would be here right now.
And you communicated
Otherwise.
well.
Yeah.
And you were on time. Right. That always is an
No.
important thing. We're all very busy.
Yeah.
So to
Yeah.
not cancel
Yeah.
on us and to do everything when you said you were going to do it is a big help.
Right.
And
Right.
then we got to chat. I remember I had to go to work. It was within 5 minutes. I'm like, this is going to work. And it felt like you guys were like fast friends.
Yeah.
Because you've
True,
seen it
true,
before
yeah,
through the
yeah,
video.
sure.
Like I've
Yes,
seen it
yes.
before. It was kind of, and there he is in our
Yeah.
kitchen, like right
Yes.
there. It was kind of nice.
Yeah, sure, I remember that.
And the whole
Fun,
experience has been that way. It really did continue that way. The whole time it seemed very personal, and it didn't feel like just a business transaction. It felt like you actually were looking out for our best
Well,
interest.
we'd like to
and
take care,
trying
yeah.
to-
I mean,
yes.
that's for sure,
And
yeah,
that's how
yeah,
we
yeah,
felt.
yeah.
We did not get that feeling with the larger company that we
Yeah,
initially
yeah,
had.
yeah.
It seemed more like, we'll send you some papers, fill out the papers, and then somebody will,
And
before they even spoke to us.
Didn't you have to pay them money or something? There
You
was
might
some
have
sort
had
of
to
thing you have to
pay
before
them
they
a
even
fee
before they even
would
speak to
talk
you.
to
You'd
a
have to give them
person.
some money.
Yeah, well,
And it just seemed very impersonal. It seemed very, like I said, very transactional.
Well, we had a lot of
and-
time to know each other with that lock that wasn't working for months.
Yes. That's another thing that we
That's
found.
another thing,
Another
yeah.
thing we've learned about Nice, we've become much more patient.
Well, that was a
and
special one.
We're used to, yes.
So
but
we
it's
must
just a
we
different-
must say to our viewers or listeners that you asked for a very special lock that could be that could be managed from
Remotely.
road, from
Remotely,
remotely,
sure.
from your telephone,
Yes.
from New York.
It
You
works.
open the
It
door
works
here.
great.
It works now. Yeah.
Oh, it definitely
It
works.
works.
But we had a little trial and error. It had nothing to do with you guys at all.
No, the guy.
It was
no,
from
I
the
know, I know
installer.
the guy who installed it. Yeah, I know. I
Yes,
remember.
but it all works fine.
Oh.
And
I know what you're gonna say. We
When
definitely
our-
used it.
18-year-old son and his friend were here and
By themselves.
maybe drank a little too much wine
Okay.
that night and locked themselves out of the apartment.
There we go.
At 3:00 in the morning, we could buzz them in from
Oh,
New York. We
And
could
it
open
worked.
the door from them from New York, so they didn't have to sleep in the hallway.
So you were right
So
to do
it worked.
It worked.
Yes.
But that's another. You bring up an interesting indirect point. Like we can do a lot of things from the States, including our air conditioning and our heating.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi is wonderful.
The lock on the front door, even our TV, our YouTube TV, like everything is sort of like some creature comforts from back home, but here,
Yeah.
but easily manageable.
Yeah, which, I remember we
Yes.
asked
Yeah.
for, you asked for all that, that we could, manage.
Because we don't want to have to rely on so many people if we don't have to, but we
Yeah.
appreciate everything you guys have
right,
done. But
it's
it is
great.
helpful.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to.
It's manageable, it's doable for whoever comes from the States. You can do all of this through your phone.
Right, it's amazing, great. Well, and so what were the main challenges that you, if there was any, that paperwork or language or even, I mean, in doing the move and maybe in when you come here, is there any challenges or is, I mean, you said before that.
I thought it was going to be so much harder
Yeah,
than it was
really?
going to
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
We.
I was anticipating challenges with the paperwork, but as you said before, that was so straightforward. Everything was done by remotely. We didn't have to
Yeah.
come here to do any of it. Anytime we had a question about translation or issues or anything like that, either you helped us or the notaire got back to us right away. It was beyond simple. We were ready for problems because it was all new to us, but even the actual final transaction, signing the documents, sending the money, doing it was so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have been able to do it by ourselves. There's no way we would have been able to do it by ourselves. Like your service was invaluable with that, but it all seemed like it was going to be difficult, and it was so smooth starting a bank account because we wouldn't have known where to begin. But
The simple things.
Uriel said, I
Yeah,
made
right.
an
Yeah.
appointment with an English-speaking banker. Here are the documents that you need. This is the list. This is the day that you have to be there, and it was done. Where
Right, even
it
the
seemed-
other thing is like getting the cable television, the Wi-Fi, the electricity, all of that. Ariel and Fabricio's team helped us with.
Yeah.
Like so simple.
That's what we do.
Like, but it's not.
So-
I guess the point is, it's not just
Yes.
okay. We found a place that we want to buy, and then we're on our own. That
Yeah.
that absolutely did not happen. In fact, we had so much hand holding, which we needed.
Yeah.
Through the finish line of the actual closing and beyond, like without a doubt. So the relationship didn't begin and end once the sale happened. In fact, it's still continuing now. It's very collaborative. If we have questions, I know we can
Thank
talk
you,
to
because
Fabricio. we like it. Just
Yeah.
we're not just set free. We're not just another number. Like if we have an issue, and it goes both ways.
Yeah, right.
We're here to help each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
to
thank you
answer-
for having us today, doing this podcast with you. It's amazing.
But we were ready for
Yeah.
appropriate problems just because we didn't know the language, we didn't know the process. It's similar to what we do at home, but not exactly the same thing. But everything was so smooth.
Yeah.
Thank you again. It's great. It's
But
nice.
speaks-
It's good, very good
speak
to
to
hear
me
that.
in a
Thank
year
you.
though,
Yeah.
because my next project is to learn more French. I speak the
voilà.
tiniest bit of French, but it's my next project now that I've recently retired is to try to become. I don't think I'll ever be fluent in French, but as fluent as I can be. So in a year,
Yeah,
I might be
yeah,
saying it. That
okay,
might be my
yeah,
biggest struggle.
Yeah, hopefully,
because
of course,
because
yeah, for sure, yeah.
it's I don't anticipate it's going to be easy, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah, bien sûr. A few words in French, maybe.
A few words. Oh no,
What-
no, I don't want to embarrass
s'il
myself.
vous plaît.
Je parle un petit peu, just a
Voilà.
petit peu, c'est tout, c'est tout.
That's nice. Well, and so if you had a piece of advice to give to other families wanting to buy here, do the same thing that you did. Sorry. What would you say? To study? To do the homework before coming about the region, or I don't know.
Be open-minded, because sometimes you think you know exactly what you want, and
right.
it's not the right thing. So be open-minded, because like I said, we were dead set that where we wanted to be, and I couldn't be happier where we ended up. So definitely be open-minded.
Trust the
and
process.
Trust the
Because
process.
it definitely has its own pace,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it works. It really does. It's not
Yeah.
hard to send money here. It's not hard to do all the documentation, through emails or anything like that. So just take 2 breaths, and it's going to work out,
Yeah.
for sure.
And life is short. Just don't waste time. Don't waste time, or don't, because
Well, that's one of the reasons why we're here too.
I think if we waited 5 years, we might, the market might have been different. We might have been, priced out of the market. Who
Yeah.
knows? And then we would have regretted it. We would have always looked back and been like, remember when we thought about moving to Nice, and then we're too nervous to do it.
Well,
We
So-
seem to have had a few of those remember if or whens
Yeah.
in our
and
life, and this was one of those, like, we're doing it. But
Don't do anything irresponsible, but
Mm.
but
Do it, yeah.
but do it. Life is short,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah,
need to be
right.
able.
Yeah.
You never know what.
remember, not to get sad about the whole thing, but when we did our let's go take a look trip in
Yeah.
October of 23,
That was hysterical.
we were leaving. It's terrible, but when we were leaving, we were heading home. We had a great time here. When we were heading home, coming through passport control at the Nice airport, a gentleman our age, roughly, about a minute in front of us, dropped to the floor and
No way.
died.
Oh
Like,
no!
it was horrible.
It was
horrible.
it was
Oh my god! Yeah.
horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
But that was another thing that got us thinking. Like, I don't want to work, and then go.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We
right,
wanted
yeah.
so that little
That little thing was
Yeah.
like, okay,
thing
this is,
was
let's
just
do
like
this
amongst
now.
every other reason why we want to do it. So someone's sending us a message. We got home.
Wow.
And then we just started the process.
That was a big message, but
It's a
It was
big
a big
message.
but it
But
yeah, it was,
it happens a lot. I have another person that worked with me at the hospital a month ago, also our age. He passed suddenly during the triathlon.
wow.
So like, I don't think many of us are one or two people removed from someone that they know that passed too early, working really hard and not, taking a risk and doing something for fun and enjoying yourself. So
Especially in New York, I think.
it's a little stressful over there.
listen, this was in Nice, but he
It
we
was
don't
in Nice,
he,
okay.
But we don't know
He
he was
was
traveling
coming from
home.
New
He's
York.
probably
He was
coming from New
he's
York.
going to New York.
He was
We don't know
going
he's
to
going
New
to New York. And also the other thing too that I would say is we hadn't thought about it before, but I've gotten so much joy out of having this for our family.
Yeah.
Our children have used it with their friends.
They've
We've come
used it-
together as a
They've
family.
used it more than we have.
They talk
Really?
about
Yeah,
they
100%.
talk
That's
about
great.
like looking forward to having it in the future and coming here as so. I guess when we thought of it for ourselves as a retirement, something that we can use in our retirement, and now I think of it as this wonderful gift that we have to pass along to our children.
Yeah, and they're
and it brings me so much joy. It brings me,
Yeah.
it makes me so happy.
and
to
they're
have
they're
that.
they're
Yeah.
part owners.
Yeah.
That was one
We
question
need
I
them.
asked of you
Yeah.
and Romerick.
Yeah,
Said, how can we
yeah.
make this? Because we didn't know. I said, I have an idea. Can
Yeah.
we make our kids part owners?
Yeah,
and
right.
you looked into it and you told me how to do it.
Yeah.
And
yeah. So,
that's just that's one example of how we had a very normal, very thoughtful question. How do we make it work? And
Exactly,
24,
so-
48 hours later, we had the answers. We knew how to do it. And
And it's important.
And
to
it is, to get it right from the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from the beginning. Yeah, because it's true that in France you have high.
But
high
the inheritance
taxes,
taxes.
inheritance taxes, so it's good to
But
as
we
you
own-
did- as you did. to
we
find
own
out.
half, and our 3 children
Yeah,
own the other half.
exactly. That's
And it worked
perfect,
out really, really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. I think this is a very important piece of advice for people buying here, right? Yeah.
I will also say, while we're talking about advice, and this is like this nice community, I guess, for lack of a better word, that you have set up with your company is, and we've already spoken to several people, like we are open to anyone can WhatsApp us or text us or call us
Thank you.
to
Right,
help
Yeah.
with the process. And likewise, like we've spoken to a number of people too, even beforehand,
Oh, I
just to make everyone
Yeah.
feel comfortable. We are comfortable, 100%. But I can imagine someone back where we were 2.5 years ago,
Yeah, right.
just the fear of the unknown.
Exactly.
We
Yeah.
can allay everyone's fears, and gladly help make sure everyone has a smooth experience. For sure.
Yeah, and
Well-
you might not know this, but we have there's a group of women
I know what you're gonna
that
say,
I
yeah.
met at one of your apero meetings,
Right, yeah, it's,
and on WhatsApp where the French Riviera girls,
Okay.
and
They don't have a dude group; they just have a girls group.
Have to make one.
it might be. I personally thought we should have been Fabricio's Angels because
Oh,
that's a
wow.
Charlie's Angels reference, which I don't know if you get. That's an
Yeah,
American culture thing.
No, I get it,
But it's this wonderful group of women that I met at one of your apros, and everybody keeps in touch on WhatsApp, and they're just such a wonderful, diverse group of people. It's people that are younger, people that are older, people that are renting a small
that's
apartment,
here,
people
yeah,
that are
yeah.
buying big villas, people that are
True.
living here full time, people that are using it as a vacation home, and they're just all these wonderful people who, for whatever reason, all were drawn to this part of the world, and
that's what I like
really
about our
amazing.
community.
Yeah.
It's a real mix of.
Well, it's a special.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of unique and special because, like you said before, you can have people that are renting versus people that have bought a multi-million-dollar place, and none of that matters.
Exactly.
No.
You all just get together
We're
and
all
hang
went
out
to dinner
and
or
share
met at the
experiences
beach
and
the
whatnot.
next day, and it didn't matter if you were buying the big villa or if you were like recently out of college and renting an apartment. everybody was just so happy to be
It's
here.
kind of nice.
To be here and to be in this beautiful part of the world, and yeah.
Perfect.
So-
I think that's looks like a nice conclusion.
Okay.
Everybody's happy to be in this part of the world.
Yeah.
Thank you very,
Yeah.
very much for having spent this.
Thank you so
very,
much.
It was a lovely moment, really.
Fabricio, you've changed our lives. You've made our like a dream that we've had for 20 years come true. So
Wow,
You're
thank
feeling
you
like
very much. So thank
you're
you.
definitely part of the
Thank you.
extended family. Even our kids,
Yes.
when we told them, "Oh, we're going to see Fabricio today," it's just to hang out. You know, what do you guys do? What are we up to? Which is nice. It really is. That goes back to what we were saying before. It's not just, you know, real estate agent versus client. Like, this is a lifelong friendship.
Yeah, and true.
Truly
yeah,
mean that.
it is. Yeah. Well, I feel that way too. So, well, thank you very much again.
Thank
it
you,
was a very,
Fabricio.
very, very nice moment. And for our viewers and listeners, so if you can subscribe and like the YouTube channel, because it's important for us. And if you have any questions, you can send us an email. We'll put the email in the description of the video. And yeah, and we're here to answer your questions. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you up on the next episode. Thank you again, Mark and Jessie, for this beautiful moment.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Please.
Fabricio.
Thanks.